Hello, my name is Amir Hamza Ashari from Department of Advanced Studies in Education, Institute of Education and Research, University of the Punjab, Lahore. Today we will discuss about the organizational environment. So first of all, we will discuss the perspectives and classification of organizations. So we can say organizations are ancient because human civilizations has always depended on organized groups for survival, trade, governance, and progress. After decades, modern organizational evolved. Although organizations existed thousands of years ago, today organizations are more complex and shaped heavily by 20th century development. There are two key contributors. The first one is Frederick Taylor, and the second one was Max Weber, who introduced bureaucracy and clear hierarchy, roles, and formal structures about the organizations. Next, we have classification of organizations. So, firstly, we will see why classification matters. So, grouping organizations help us compare them, understand their behavior, and make generalization about how they operate. So, the basis of classification. So, organization can be differ by its nature or type, by its service or the products, by its size, aims and objectives, workforce or membership. There are some common classifications by major purposes. The first one is economic organizations, mutual organization, public service organizations, social enterprises, protective organizations, social associative organizations, religious organizations, political organizations, and educational organizations. There are two different sectors of organizations. The first one is private sector and the second one is public sector. They differ mainly in ownership, funding, and purpose. So the private sector organizations owned by individuals, partners, or shareholders funded through private investments. Profit motive is central because their aim include profit, sales, market shares, return on investments. The next one is public sector organizations. So the public organizations, public sectors can be created and owned by the government, include central government departments, provincial bodies, local authorities, and government services. The public sector organization is a not profit driven institute, so their aim is public service and community welfare, not to gain profit. Next, there are 7 common aspects of public sectors: central government, regional government, local government, government funded agencies, arm length executive agencies, nationalized industries, and public private partnerships. If we talk about the common features of organizations, so although organizations vary widely, all organizations share 4 basic features. The first one is people, the second one is objective, the next one is structure, and the last one is management. If we talk about the organization as an open system, so the organization open system model of organization is worked as the employees take input from the output of other systems and through the organizational aims and objectives include and transform them, and as a result the output generate. So the output include goods, services, and completed procedures. Output aims to achieve goals such as profit, market position, sale, and customer satisfaction. Next, we have pastel analysis. So firstly, what is pastel analysis? Actually, pastel analysis is a tool used to analyze external environmental factors that affect an organization. It helps managers to understand opportunities, challenges, and risks arising from environment. There are 6 elements of pastel. So first one is political factor, economic factor, social culture factor, technological factor, environmental factor, legal factor. Analysis of work organizations. The role of aims and the objectives of any organization must be clear, and because these determine what input are needed, what activities will occur, what output will be produced, and how success will be measured through feedback. A basic principle of organizations and management. So these principles applies to all type of organization regardless of their purpose. Use common core management functions, objectives, planning, organizing, detecting, controlling. Next, we have organizational subsystems. Organizations consist of interconnected subsystems, each influence performance. The first one is the task of subsystem, the second one is technology subsystem, third one is structure subsystem, and the last one is people subsystem. Here is the structure of organizational subsystems. So next, we will discuss about the contingency model of organization. So what is contingency theory says? There is no one best way to organize or manage organizational, because organizational effectiveness depends on matching its structure, technology, management style, method of operation, and environmental conditions. It also includes some situational factors because performance is influenced by many variables such as the types of technology used, size and complexity of organization, goals and tasks, workforce skills, and behavior. So next, we have formal and informal organization. A formal organization is basically a planned system created to achieve specific goals. The key features are planned and structured. They have clear objectives, defined authority and responsibilities, policies, procedure, rules, manuals, job descriptions, visible in organizational charts. Next is the informal organization arises naturally from social interaction, not formally planned, based on people's psychological and social need. Next one, we have underlying realities of work organizations. There are 2 unavoidable forces exist in all organization. The first one is a conflict and the second one is a stress. We will talk about organizational conflict. Basically, conflict occurs when behavior is intended to block or obstruct another person's goals. It arises from incompatible goals, clashes behaviors, disagreements at individual, group, or organizational level. There are several types of organizational conflicts. The first one is organized conflict. Here we have overt individual conflict, and the last one is latent conflict. Next, we will talk about constructing a perspective of conflict. The ideal view of organization. Some management writers believe that a healthy organization should have complete harmony in working relationships, loyalty among members, everyone committed to the same goals. As we know, the organizational stress. So what is organizational stress? Actually, the stress is a complex and dynamic concept. It is connected to tension, frustration, conflict, confusion, and pressure. It can come from individual factor, group factor, organizational factor, and environmental factor. Jork argued that stress is not just hard work or unhappiness. It often comes from conflicting demands, multitasking, and trying to handle too many priorities at once. There are several causes of stress. Here we have organizational restructuring and staff reduction, long working hours, and work intensification, excessive rules, and bureaucracy. There are some causes of stress. Thank you very much.